It's coming up to the end of 2022. You're just sitting there in your room waiting for the clock to finally hit midnight so you can get on your Instagram and Snapchat to post saying new year, new me. You've got a whole year planned out, you've got a timetable, you've set your goals of working on your business, following a clean diet, working out 5 to 6 times a week. So you can actually roam around Earth doing whatever you want while being in the best shape of your life. Time up to the end of September 2023, and all you've done so far this year is sit around imagining how much you could have gone done and the person you would have become if you just stayed consistently focused on the things that were supposed to take you to the next step of becoming a man of character. There may have been a couple days or maybe even a week where you take things seriously but then flopped again right after. Don't worry though, you've still got 3 months left to change things around. So what I did was I sat down for 3 hours to evaluate my situation and consider the ways in which I can make these next 3 months count. I created an updated timetable which I'll put up on the screen to show you what my life will look like as of October 1st, because I'm tired of living like this. Shit's been going on for too long now and it isn't healthy. It's going to be a lonely journey. I know this from past experience. Not enough men are dedicated to fulfilling a purpose in life, and I'm here to shift their mindset and bring more of those men into the self-improvement community. I want to see more men in the gym. I want to see more men providing for their families. Starting October 1st, I'm going to be capturing my self-improvement journey and updating on my channel 2 to 3 times a week, while also recording separate content based around all the habits I used to live with and how I overcame them. There are 6 steps to which I must follow throughout these 3 months in order to call it a success. And for those of you watching, if you implement just one of these steps into your daily lifestyle, then just know you're taking a step in the right direction. Step 1 is to take things 1 step at a time and build trust in myself while doing the little things first and then slowly make my way up. I know my reason for being here. There's a very specific mission I want to fulfill through speaking my lessons into words of encouragement for young, lost and distracted men. I aim to solely attract and build a fan base around that group of men because deep down, every single one of them has something special inside. They're either neglecting it or they just don't know what that thing is yet, but that's what I'm here for, to break them free from the bad habits that are in the way of achieving their true potential. The second thing I'll be doing throughout these 3 months is working beyond failure. So technically pushing past my limits and following my natural instincts if it comes down to that. Yeah, I may have a set schedule, but if I get in that deep zone of work where I'm scripting one of my videos or editing and I notice myself working longer than I should be, instead of moving on with my day to go make food, for example, I'll still continue to prioritise that piece of work until I just burn out. The way I'm starting work on the 2nd of October, I still plan on putting 100% of my time and energy into YouTube and the gym outside of my working hours. And my current timetable is also likely to change because my place of work is obviously going to give me a timetable, my starting and finishing times, so I'm just going to have to adjust accordingly. Step 3 is to be less available. I've noticed that I can never get things done because I don't know how to say no. Yet again, if I did, then I'd feel regretful about it later on without taking into consideration the fact that putting my time and energy into doing what does not matter at all will truly make me regret it in the long run. People got so used to me always being down to go out or do something for them that it eventually became more common and made me look weak and easily accessible. From now on, as soon as my timetable finishes, I'm doing exactly as my timetable says, which is just the focused work. Everyone always has this thing where they're in that flow state, which bear in mind the flow state can only be achieved through working or doing something you're most passionate about. The thing that blocks out all your thoughts other than the one you're thinking about. What happens after though is they'll get distracted by a notification on their phone and that train of thought vanishes instantly. That's exactly why my phone will be kept in another room so I don't have to check it every time some bullshit notification comes through. Step 4 is quitting all my addictions. No porn, no sugar, no carbs, no video games. These are just all distractions with one thing in common: the objective of deteriorating your mental health and health in general. You gain zero benefit from doing these things. All they'll do is drag you down a dark road. I like to refer to them as drugs because as kids we've always been told to stay away from drugs like heroin and cocaine, unless we want to end up in hospital of course, but we were never told about the side effects of the real drugs. Every time you allow one of these addictions to consume you, your brain releases a reward chemical known as dopamine. These particular dopamine hits are fake because You only experience happiness when engaging in one of these addictions, and then feel sad when you're not engaging in them, which is why you always turn to them to not feel sad anymore. And the cycle goes on, of course. The person that actively engages in these addictions is the same person who would choose happiness as their go-to emotion. They're obviously not going to choose sad, but choosing happy can be just as destructive. If you chose pride as your go-to emotion, then you would have no interest in any of these addictions, and instead you would wake up every morning with the thought of figuring out what is the thing that you can do to make yourself proud. Think about the things that would make your parents proud and everyone around you. Would you not feel more rewarded and accomplished after achieving your dream physique or signing a new client for your business? That's something truly impressive and unforgettable, which everyone should work towards if they genuinely want to live comfortably. The fifth thing I'll be doing is combining gym with cold showers only. Today marks like a month and a half since I started to consistently take a cold shower every other day, so I'll be sticking with that. The reason I don't shower every day is simply because I notice my skin becomes itchy and dries out quickly, leaving these white patches on my forearms and knees. Everyone seems so sensitive to cold showers because they fear that after the very first drop touches their skin, they'll have a heart attack or whatever. But there's only potential of that happening if you were to go under a cold shower right after sitting in the sauna or out in the hot sun, because your heart then has to work much harder, which causes your blood pressure to spike. So the best advice to take away is to just stop being a bitch and take that cold shower. There's no other treatment for your anxiety and depression like the gym and cold showers. After about a minute in, you won't even feel cold anymore. And what's even better is that when you come out, your body feels like it's on fire. When I used to take warm showers, I would come out freezing. Cold showers were so unnatural to me back then, so taking normal showers was all I knew, and it was the worst thing knowing that I'd have to go through that entire process again. Sometimes I would literally skip showering for like 3 or 4 days because I hated it and it felt like I had to take on such a big task. But now that I've overcome my fear of cold showers and gotten used to them, my confidence has increased significantly. I feel more accomplished and I've built a high tolerance to the cold outside. As with gym, I've been on and off of it for the past 2 years. Never really took it seriously. Maybe for like two months at 2 or 3 different times, but that's about it. If I had to be honest, majority of the time that I went was for social purposes or to just mess around in the private area. Didn't have no workout routine, just did whatever, whenever. This one time when I experienced my first ever episode of depression during November of 2022, I'm pretty sure. All I would try to do is sleep the pain away. But we all know that's not the way to work around it, so I knew I had to do something about it. That's when I decided to get back in the gym after like a 5-month break. At the time, I would spend as long as I could in the gym just torturing my body so I could silence the pain in my head, and it did. After like a day or two, I felt good again, but that gym streak only lasted till like Christmas time. As of October 1st though, I'm gonna continue taking a cold shower every other day and follow a push-pull legs workout routine while taking Thursdays off just to allow my muscles to repair and grow. The sixth and final thing I'll be doing throughout these 3 months is praying. I come from a Catholic background, and growing up I went to church every Sunday and prayed every night before bed. I went to Holy Communion at the age of 8, but as I got older I became disobedient and began to slowly detach from God. Getting on my knees once a night and praying to God is the least I can do just to build that connection with him. God is someone I've always looked up to. He's the only one that knows everything because he sees everything. Without him there is no us. It's made me understand that the most important thing is to always do the right thing and stay on the right path. Be polite, be honest, go to the gym, work hard to provide for your family, and God will always stay by your side. Next time I'm alone, I won't need to worry because I know God is right beside me. At the end of the day, it's me and him against the world. That's what I've got going for these next 3 months. It makes me a bit extreme for the average person, but if you're a guy in self-improvement, you're kind of leveling up in the tiers. I'm saying this as if it's a game, but if you were to put it into game perspective, then you'd start to realise that as you're leveling up in the tiers, you have to align your life in order to be successful. You can't just half-ass shit because all that will do is prolong the time that it takes for you to reach your goals. You've got to keep it real and do the hard work even when you don't feel like it. So if you are trying to align your life to your goals, I suggest you take away and implement at least 20 to 30% of what I just told you. I literally just gave you guys a blueprint to living a life worth living. I'll be updating my journey and sharing my knowledge a couple times a week, so when you see this video and then 3 months down the line, you start to see the progress I've been making, you'll realise that I'm not bullshitting. Everything I say I'm able to back up by simply putting one foot in front of the other. Other than that, I want to see as many of you sticking around and trying self-improvement for yourself. And you know, if I can do it, so can you.